Amina's Voice by Hena, Chapter 6. Are you kidding me? Baba shouts. That's past interference. Where's the call? That's good defense, Mustafa counters. A little smirk plays on his lips. Get your eyes checked. Baba scowls at the black and white striped referee on the television screen, shaking his head while Mustafa snickers. You too, Baba glowers. You and your Packers, bunch of cheaters. Why do you care so much? You're not playing in the game, are you? Mama says from the corner of the room where she's dumped out a mound of laundry. She sits folding clothes into neat piles on the carpet. Yeah, Baba, chill out. Your Bears are only down by 13. Mustafa pats Baba on the leg. I'll chill you out. Baba pushes Mustafa over on the sofa and starts pounding him on the shoulder, while Mama laughs and throws bald socks at them. I watch the commotion, safe in my favorite leather armchair, where I'm curled up with a worn copy of Life on the Oregon Trail. I checked out the fat volume from the school library in the hopes it would give our team an advantage in Mrs. Barton's social studies project. The book is filled with diary entries filled by the pioneers themselves during their time on the trail. And even though a lot of it is flat out horrifying, I can't stop reading it. I shudder thinking of the kids my age who walked 15 miles a day for months, carrying everything they own with them in their wagons, only to get an awful disease and be buried in shallow graves along the trail or drown in a river crossing. It suddenly makes working with my wagon group seem like a trip to the mall. Aren't you tired yet? 3 hours of watching these helmets just jumping on each other, Mama asked. I already sorted my clothes and took them upstairs to my room. Then I practiced singing one of the solo choices Miss Holly had listed for the winter concert, just for fun. It was A Change Is Gonna Come, performed by Aretha Franklin. It felt incredibly satisfying to blast out the words, I was born by the river, in my biggest voice. Something about the song made me feel powerful, and I even started to daydream about signing up for the concert and finally getting the chance to surprise everyone with my secret. Just like Stella on The Voice, I could transform from a skinny shy girl in a plaid shirt and jeans into a glamorous star in a sequin gown. Well, maybe I skipped the sequin gown part, but I could at least be confident, sure of herself, Amina, ready to share my talent with the school and eventually with the rest of the world. But then I remembered how my voice would betray me, shrink back, and cling to my lungs, while I stupidly stand on a stage with people staring at me. I turned off the song and went back downstairs. It's over, Baba says. 2 minutes, they can't come back. He flips off the TV and shakes his head. Okay then. Get up, everyone. I need your help. Mama picks up her notepad, where she always scribbles down important to do lists. I dread that notepad. John is coming in less than 2 weeks, and we need to get the house ready. Right now, Mustafa complains, I think I have English homework to finish. Oh, now you remember your homework after sitting on that sofa all day? No. Get up, Mama commands. You'll have plenty of time after dinner. What do you want us to do? Baba asks tentatively. I need you to take this laundry upstairs, then go through that pile in the corner of the garage. Mustafa, I want you to dust all the lights and ceiling fans using the ladder and put away the extra bedding in the guest room. What about Amina? Mustafa points to where I'm sitting with my book in front of my face, hoping Mama won't notice me. I'm getting to her. Amina, take out the good cutlery and polish the silver serving dishes. Johnny, Baba starts, using his affectionate name for Mama. Believe me, Bai John doesn't care about polished silver or what we keep in the garage. Besides, garages are meant for junk. Mustafa and I exchange hopeful looks. Maybe Baba can convince Mama to relax and forget the chores. No. Your brother is used to a big house with lots of help, where everything is perfect. And you are all the help I have. Now get up. Mama clearly means business, so we all get moving. I rummage through the china cabinet in the dining room and pull out green boxes of silver serving spoons blackened with tarnish. Polishing silver reminds me of preschool, where I did all these random chores like sorting, scrubbing, and sewing giant buttons with a blunt needle. I actually kind of still like it. I sit down at the kitchen table and hum while I smear the thick pink polish all over the spoons with a cotton ball and watch it pull off the layer of black. Mama is a blur of activity as she minces a huge pile of onions and garlic in a mini chopper and puts a jumbo pot on the stove. When the onions are sizzling in the pot, Mama throws in fresh ginger, tomatoes, and spices to create the masala that forms the base of all her meals. Even with the window open and the kitchen exhaust fan running, the house will soon be filled with the scent. I've already made sure that my bedroom door is shut tight so my clothes won't absorb the smell. And luckily, I'm not going anywhere else today, since it's probably already penetrated my hair. I learned my lesson about the cooking smell the hard way after I left my hoodie in the kitchen one morning in fourth grade while Mama was up early cooking before work. When I got to the elementary school's all purpose room to wait for the first morning bell, Julie took a big, exaggerated sniff from across the room and asked, "Did somebody bring in Chinese food?" Then, like a bloodhound working a trail, she made her way over to me, where she finally said in her most offended tone, "Oh my God, it's you." Everyone started to laugh. And then Luke, always the most obnoxious kid in the class, started calling me Hunan Express, which Emily thought was hilarious and kept repeating over and over again. Even though the nickname didn't stick, I was humiliated for at least 3 days, until Luke forgot about me and moved on to his next victim. My face burns with the memory as my eyes sting from the spices. "What are you making?" I asked Mama, trying not to think about Emily, or why Sujin is acting like she is okay with her all of a sudden. The big pots are usually reserved for dinner parties, and Mama hasn't mentioned having one anytime soon. "I'm making food to freeze for when Thea John comes." "Really? Why don't you just cook when he's here?" I ask. How much extra is one man going to eat?" "I don't want to serve him leftovers. I'm going to freeze this for the days I don't have time to cook." Baba walks in from the garage, holding a dust-covered mini vacuum. "Do you want this?" he asks Mama. "No, it doesn't work. Just throw it away." Mama waves her hand. "How do we collect so much rubbish?" "Is someone coming over for dinner?" Baba asks, peering into the pots on the stove. "No," Mama grumbles. "I'm cooking for your brother." Baba laughs. "I told you already, don't overdo it." Mama, beads of sweat covering her forehead, lets out a long sigh. "First you talk about how Bai John is like a father to you and how you're worried he won't be happy here. And now you tell me not to get ready for him?" "I'm not worried that he won't like the food or how clean the house is. I'm worried he won't like the way things are here or the way we live." "What's wrong with the way we live?" I stop polishing and freeze in my seat, hoping my parents won't make me leave the room like they usually do when they have an argument. "There's nothing wrong with the way we live." Mama stirs the food in the pot hard, and her spoon hits the sides. "We worked hard and raised good, decent children." I know, but Bai John is so traditional. He worries about us turning away from Islam. And you know everything to him is black and white." Baba speaks in a hush, as if his brother might overhear him from thousands of miles away. "Do you think he won't want us to go trick or treating?" I interrupt without thinking. Baba turns around, startled to see me. "What do you mean, Gita?" His voice is suddenly soft. "Well, remember last year at Sunday school? A few of the parents and teachers were saying that trick or treating was haram, and that Halloween came from devil worshipping or something, and that we shouldn't do it?" Baba frowns, even though his eyes look amused. "I don't know if Fire John has ever heard of Halloween or trick or treating, but I'm guessing he wouldn't like it much." "If he's here on Halloween, can we still go? Sujin and I already decided that we were going to dress up together as ketchup and mustard bottles." Yes, of course you can go." Now it's Baba's turn to sigh. He looks at Mama, who sits down with a glass of water across from me. "You're right, Johnny," he says to Mama. "We're both worried about Bai John's visit for different reasons, but it'll be fine." "I hope so," Mama says, but she sounds totally unconvinced. "And besides," Baba continues as Mustafa walks into the kitchen, "my brother memorized the Quran when we were young and hasn't forgotten a letter. He can help the kids prepare for the competition." "What competition?" Mustafa asks. He grabs an apple from the fruit bowl and tears a chunk out of it with his teeth. "Didn't you hear Imam Malik talk about it before prayer?" "Oh, I must have been concentrating on prayer," Mustafa says quickly between chews. "I didn't hear him." He looks at the ground as he speaks. "Well, the center is hosting a statewide Quran competition for the students, and I signed you both up." "You did what?" Mustafa spits out the words. "I'm not doing it." Mustafa, watch your mouth, Mama warns. Shouldn't I have a say in this? Mustafa asked, looking back and forth at Mama and Baba with raised eyebrows. My stomach starts to churn, and not from the food smells or because I'm getting hungry for dinner. It's a mixture of hating to see Mustafa argue with our parents and dreading the idea of the competition. But maybe Mustafa can get us both out of it. Imam Malik specifically asked that you and Amina participate. He wants our support, and we should give it to him. Baba isn't about to take a request from the Imam lightly. Even though there's a big age difference between them, he's a good friend of Baba's, and he used to visit us often before he got married last year. He even taught Mustafa how to ice skate when he was little. You know I have school and homework? This is going to take up a lot of my time, Mustafa argues. You make time for basketball, Baba warns. You'll make time for this too. Since Mustafa got the permission he needed to try out and made the team, he's been extra good about getting his homework done and taking out the trash and recycling without being nagged. He's also stopped talking back as often as usual. Until right now. Oh, come on. I don't want to stand up and recite Arabic in front of a bunch of random people. I'm not that good at it, and it's just awkward. Amen, brother. Not people, Mustafa. This is your community, Mama corrects. It's just as important as your team or your friends. You are an example for the younger kids. So you're basically saying I have no choice. Mustafa waves his half-eaten apple in exasperation. Yes, we are saying that, Baba says firmly. Mustafa stares at him and opens his mouth to say something else. But instead he takes another big bite of his apple, turns, and leaves the kitchen. I don't dare say a word. My parents are clearly united on this and convinced that the competition is something their kids have to do. There's no point trying to tell them that speaking in front of a crowd is something I haven't gotten over as much as everyone tells me I need to, or warning them that my Arabic performance is just going to embarrass them anyway. Baba would just say his piece about what's this embarrassing and why do you care what other people think. I wouldn't dare point out that he cares a whole lot about what Thaya John and Imam Malik think. Plus, at this point, they would just think I was making excuses like Mustafa. I bite my nails, deep in thought. One way or another, I'm going to find some way to get out of the competition.